Hey, what's up guys? Rocky Nation here, back with another video. But this ain't just no ordinary video, you feel me? I got a little bit of a story time to tell. Okay, it's been a minute since I did one, but I'm here again with another story time because I wanted to get this off of my chest. This was a conversation that I had not too long ago, and it got me to thinking like, yo, like my childhood wasn't what I used to think it was. To be honest with you, I thought it was so much more different. And what I mean by different is, if you ask me, yo, how was your childhood, or can you tell me any negative thing from your childhood that really stood out to you, that made you, like, you know, different in who you are today? Like, if you ask me a question like that, I tell you my childhood was great. Okay, I tell you that pretty much everything went perfect in a sense. In my eyes, everything went perfect. And I know I was just a kid at the time, and I couldn't really see it because I was a kid. Like, I didn't understand red flags when they was flashing right in front of my face, you feel me? And that's why I felt like a lot of my childhood was good, because I didn't understand, you know, these people were doing me mighty wrong. I'm not sure how his mom and my mom got to know each other, but all I know from my earliest memories is that we knew each other, that I've spent time at his house. I don't know if he spent time at my house, but all I know is I've been at his. And this is where I got my first hamster. And the reason why I'm telling you this, it plays into the story on why I'm telling you I got my first hamster from these people, okay? So it's like, I'm pretty much living life as a kid, thinking everything's normal, thinking everybody thinks on the same type of wavelength or the same type of understanding as me. So I would used to go over to this kid's house and play and stuff like that. And one of the first signs that told me, like, this ain't a good dude, well, this ain't a good kid, like something's actually wrong with this kid. I don't know which order it happened in, so I'm sorry, but yeah, I don't know what order. But it was just like, there was this day where I was at his house. I forgot what my mom was doing. She probably was at work, and I got off of school early. I don't really remember. But all I know is the situation was, I was at his house. My mom was nowhere to be found. And it was just his mom, him, and me. And it was just an average day. Nothing going on. Nothing too serious. Just kids being kids. His mom doing whatever his mom does. I'm not even sure what she was doing. But it came up on a time where we wanted something to drink. Me and my, I guess you could call him friend. I'll call him Mike for the situation, but I ain't gonna disclose his real name and all that good stuff. So it was me and Mike just chilling, all that good stuff, doing kid stuff, and we got thirsty. So we was like, we went to his mama. We was like, yo, we didn't say this exactly, but we was like, yo, we need a drink. We thirsty out here. And then that's when she went to the fridge. She pulled out a soda, and then the next step was for her to pull out some cups, you feel me? Like, you know, some cups, so we could have poured one part of the juice in one cup, part of the juice in the other cup, you feel me? To be honest, looking back on it, all you really need is one cup. But that's not the point. The point is, when she was supposed to get to that step of sitting there and pulling out the cups, washing them and preparing them for us to drink out of, she looked around in the sink. I don't even think she looked in her cabinets. Just looked around in the sink and said, we don't have any cups. And that kind of threw me off. I was kind of like caught off guard by that statement, because it was like, in my household, I never had a problem of running out of red cups. Now, I'm not saying I'm rich, okay? I'm not saying I have an endless supply of cups, but we kept red cups. You know, the red plastic cups, you know how people be having that at parties and stuff, like those same red plastic cups. We never ran out of those, okay? My mama made sure we kept a fresh stock of those. So if the dishes ran out, like if the actual cups and glasses ran out, we still had the plastic. So it kind of caught me off guard. But me being a kid, I said, you know what? I ain't even gonna stress about it. You know what? I don't even know what to do. I'm trying to think of stuff to do. And this lady, this should have been the very first red flag. Well, even if it didn't happen first, this still should have been a red flag. The lady told us, me and her son, both males now, to share the can of soda. And it's just like at the time, I'm like confused. I'm sitting here like, yo, y'all do this? Y'all do it? Hold, I never can recall a moment where I shared a can of soda with my brother. Okay, my own flesh and blood brother. I never shared a can of soda with him. Why am I sharing a can of soda with some random kid who's not even related to me? Like, it's one thing to be related and sharing, okay? Because in certain situations that's cool, in certain situations, but to be unrelated and sharing like that, no, you talking about like a wife, you doing that with a wifey or something. You don't do that with the next man. So that's like the first red flag. Now that I'm looking back on it, and it was just like, it was a little side note to the story. It was just a traumatizing moment for me as a kid, you know. But I feel like it kind of helped me in a way because it taught me how to just swallow certain things and just accept the fact that you gotta do what you gotta do. Like, I feel like in a way it made me a little bit stronger. It was a nasty thing to do, but still at the same time I felt like it made it stronger. And what made it nasty and gross and disgusting is that, bro, I'm sorry about the motorcycle in the background, but bro, he took the sip first. I knew that was a mistake. I didn't want him to take the first sip, but he took the first sip. And he pulled the can away from his mouth. Yo, when I tell you all I saw was spit trailing off that can, bro. Like, it was still attached to his mouth. So it was like a string of spit. And he's passing me the can, bro. Like, he is dead serious. Passing me the can after just putting his mouth on it. Just doing it. And I'm just like, yo, like, I don't want to do this, but at the same time, I'm thirsty, bro. And me being a kid, I wasn't really thinking about it logically, but that was the thought process I can remember having when I did this. And it was just like, yo, just gotta get it done. Get your sips in. Don't even finish the can. Just get your sips in and be done with it. After that, I don't remember what happened. I'm not even gonna lie to you. And that brings me into the next part. There was another thing that was a red flag for me, and it was the fact that he always would tell me scary stories, okay? Like, not even from movies, not even from real life experiences. He would tell me stuff that he conjured up from his mind. And now that I'm looking back on it, now that I'm actually thinking about it, I think he was doing this to intentionally put fear in my heart, to have me paranoid. Cause he had me looking out the window. He was like, yo, there's a big guy with a huge sword. I remember him describing this guy with a sword that went from literally the floor of his house to the ceiling. And I'm just like, as a kid, and him being older than me, 1 year older than me, I kind of looked up to him in a way. So I was like, I didn't think he was lying. And I'm too young to realize that stuff like that don't happen. Like, there's no guys with big swords, you know, walking around and stuff like that. But I took it, and now I'm looking at it. He's traumatizing me for no reason. That's the second red flag. Now, as a kid, I don't know how you would see that. Like, that he played that. He was doing that really well. Like, the fact that he was young really played into the part of that. And it was just like, that was another red flag for me. Then on top of that, with the mama, okay, I think the whole family crazy. And the mama, okay, so they had a little house, right? And I gotta kind of be quick about this, but they had a little house, and the son's room was literally right across the way, like right across the way from the mama room, right? Ain't no problem with that. Your kid's close to you. If something goes down, at least you know your kid's alright if you need to leave the place. Like, that'll be the first room you see when you walk out of her room. Like, I'm so serious. As soon as you open the door, you see his door. And then him being a kid, she had the door open. So it's like that makes even more sense. Like, I used to have the door open at the time, so I didn't even think twice about that. What really caught me was when I had to spend the night one time, and he was already in bed sleeping. I had to go to his house late at night, so he was already sleeping, and the lady was letting me chill in her place. And I guess she had a boyfriend, her man, or just a random nigga, but they was literally in the bedroom right across from her son. Now the mama right across from her son, having full blown sex, moaning, bruh. full-blown sex. I mean, like, at the time I didn't understand it, because she was like, grab my titties or something. Like, she was just, the way she said it wasn't obvious what was going on to a kid. But now that I'm looking back at it, like, yo, what else you doing to say that? Like, what else could you be doing? And that made me started to cry. It was just like, yo, I can't handle this. Like, I couldn't handle being in a room where I don't know where my mom's at, because she had to go do whatever she had to do, and I'm in the room with this kid who's kind of crazy, and then I have his mom having sex. So I started to cry. Yo, I literally could not handle it after that point. I started to cry, and I forced them to stop having sex just so she could tend to my needs. And it's just like, it's just crazy how messed up that family is. And I don't even know what to think about it. Like, it was almost as if part of me understood what was actually going on in front of me. Like, part of me knew, like, hey, this ain't a good place. And then the other part of me was too young to even understand that the people I'm around ain't good. And that's only 2 situations. That's not that bad. But it's just like, another thing that caught me, now that I look back at it, another 2 things that actually caught me was the fact that, like how I was saying earlier about him having the hamster, well, giving me the hamster. Well, he had the mama and the daddy of the hamster that I had. So it's like they gave birth. I got one of the hamsters from the birth. And I would spend time at his place, and he would literally take the hamsters by the tail now, hold them upside down, and start like playing with them. Like, I don't want to over exaggerate because I can't really remember exactly how he did it, but all I know is that he was just holding them upside down and like bothering them until they were forced to try to bite him. Like, he forced them to try to bite him. Then when they were about to, he would let them go, let them fall on the ground, pick them up, and then do something else with them. And I'm just like, bro, like, looking at that as a kid, I did not like it, bro. Like, it just bothered me that much. Like, you can say whatever you want to say about me and witnessing something like that seeming so innocent, but bro, it bothered me. Like, even as a 7-year-old, it just didn't touch me the right way, bro. Like, it really did not. And it's just, I'm looking at it like, bro, he could actually be a serial killer, bro. Like, think about it. Like, you know, like all the stuff they be saying, and then about serial killers, like a lot of serial killers start off by abusing smaller animals and stuff like that. And it's just like, yo, something obviously isn't right with their head. Like, something obviously just isn't right. And it's just like, another thing that caught, I'm not even going to talk about it anymore. I'm going to just go, hey, another thing that caught me was the fact that it just, hold on, let me make sure. Oh yeah, now I remember. It was the fact, what caught, the last thing I could really say that caught me off guard was the fact that when I let him over at my house, I don't remember the situation, but I don't think he stayed long that time. I really don't remember how that situation went about, but I don't think he stayed long. And he was leaving, and I was like, yo, I literally called out to him, yo, it's time for you to dip. Like, my mama say you gotta go, ain't nothing I can do for you. You a nigga, I don't want you in here like that. It's time for you to go. I ain't said all of that, but that's how I was pretty much thinking. This nigga, all you hear in the back of my room, me trusting him now, me thinking that we cool friends, he ain't gonna do nothing to me. All you hear is a bunch of rustling around through my toys. Like, you can hear it's my toys, because all you hear is plastic and all that different noise that toys make when you ruffle them around. You feel me? That's all I heard. Then all of a sudden it stopped. Like, it just like, you could have tell he found what he was looking for, because it just stopped. Like, everything went completely silent. Next thing you know, bro came out from the back, hands in his pocket, straightest face I've ever seen, bro. Like, I can remember this face like it was nothing, bro. Like, it's like literally like a snapshot in my head of how he looked exiting my house. Like, his whole demeanor was different as a kid. You feel me? Like, this is all happening around the ages of 7, 8, possibly even 9 for him. Like, it never went, I don't think I knew him any longer after he hit 9. But It's just like his whole demeanor was changed, and like you could have just tell something was off about that. And then I find out, I go search through my stuff, I find out my yo-yo's missing. He's the only one who been in my room. He been shuffling, making all that noise, and then all of a sudden, when he found whatever he was looking for, it just stopped. It was, yo, I think that was like literally the last straw I had with this guy. But it's the fact that he did this and I didn't even know it at the time. Like, I didn't even know how bad the situation was at the time. Like, I did not understand how much in danger my mama could have been in, I could have been in. You know what, anybody who ever encounters this dude in the future, like, something's not right with him. Like, that's just facts. Like, I'm not gonna sit here and say he's just a straight up serial killer, because you don't know everybody. You know, everybody's different. So, but at the same time, yo, his logic just wasn't there. His logic really wasn't there. And it was just like, yo, I don't even know what to think about it. But I wanted to tell y'all boy about this story, because it got brought back up to me, and I relived the situation through my mind, and I really wanted y'all to know about it. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please drop a like, and write down something in the comment section. Let me know how you felt. You know, tell me any feedback. Maybe I'm tripping, maybe he's not crazy, maybe I'm just a little kid who didn't understand what was going on at the time, or maybe I'm right. Let me know. And last but certainly not least, subscribe if you haven't already. If you enjoyed the content that you're seeing, make sure you subscribe. But anyway, I'm gonna see you in the next one. Peace.